face in the NBA as the likes of LeBron James and Stephen Curry has bowed out of the conference playoffs, and more stories are coming from the world of tennis as Carlos Alcaraz have been knocked out of the Madrid Open, and it looks like he might not just be playing in the French Open. And the big question is, who can stop Bayern Leverkusen as they went up again as the unbeaten runs continues following the 2-0 win over Roma in the Europa first leg semi-finals. It seems that Marcus Rashford of Man United will have a showdown talk with Sir Jim Ratcliffe as well as the board of Manchester United, and coach Mauricio Pochettino has warned naysayers to desist from spreading fake rumors and spreading fake stories concerning his job at Chelsea. All these and many more loading on the show this evening. You don't want to touch the dial. Let me go on the short break. When I return, it will be Game On. Sport is a religion. Voice of the People 96.1 FM is your worship center, and Fine Boy, the sport chef, is your sporting priest. It is Game On. The game is officially on the 3rd day of May 2024. And now we begin from the local scene as we hear that Rivers United are threatening to withdraw from football activities in the country due to congested fixtures. We have been told that they have 5 outstanding games to play in the NPFL, and the games also in the President Federations Cup. Talking about the Federation Cup, and it's looking like it is unfair according to the River State FA. Following that report, they had to drop a communique, and I will give you what Rivers United Football Club as well as the Rivers FA has to say concerning that. And this is what it says, and I read: review of Rivers United for the participation in all football related activities. I have been directed by the management of Rivers United Football Club Port Harcourt to notify you, talking about the General Secretary Nigerian Football Federation, Abuja, that the sponsors of the team, Rivers State Government, is currently reviewing the club's participation in all football related activities due to unfair actions always taken against the team despite its huge investment and contributions to the development of the game in Nigeria. Rivers United Football Club is by this later withdrawing the early sent letter dated 1st of May 2024 on the match timing for the 2024 Federation Cup with the subject rescheduled Federation Cup match round of 64 without prejudice. Thanks for your attention. Hamed Abdurrahman, Secretary, and the Chief Operating Officer, Nigerian Premier Football League, was also copied in the communique. This is not looking good at all for our league, especially the NFF and of course the Nigerian Premier Football League, that clubs are now filing complaints upon complaints. Others are reviewing their participation as long as the case is the league is concerned, and we can see that the team is not looking good at all. Earlier, we told you over the report that Eimba have also withdrawn from the Nigerian Premier Football League following the 2 points that have been docked by the NPFL to Aimba, and it's looking like they are not set to move further. But with all of these issues going on in our league, I foresee, I envisage that is not going to look good for the league at all. If these clubs are pulling out, Rivers United now pulling out, owing rather, to the conjunction of matches, and of course the Federation Cup that they are currently playing in, and of course other games. Yes, the league is on break, but it seems that Rivers United are not perturbed, they are not moved by every other games being put on hold due to their own rescheduled game. And of course 9-time champions Aimba says that they will adopt all legitimate means available to ensure justice was done, adding that deducting 2 points from the total points they have so far amassed in the current season campaign is akin to subtle, paving the way for their title rivals to claim the title, while at the same time denying them opportunity to win their 10th NPFL title. All of these teams definitely have a claim. They have a point, and for them to pull out, for them to say, look, we are done with a double standard, multiple standard by the NFF as well as the NPFL, I think this is not good at all for our football moving forward. All we want is a league that when it's been mentioned in Africa and in the world, our shoulders will be raised high and our heads pointing to the sky with pride that yes, we have done well. And one man joins me on the show this evening. Of course, you know him, but in case you do not know, or if you are not watching us on our YouTube channel, let him formally introduce himself.
Okay, guys, I have your sport bishop, your magistrate, pilot, professor, and also Arin Zaichi. And fanboy, I've been nice. Thank you for holding out. First of all, I have been listening, and you've been lamenting on the state of the Nigerian Premier Football League, and there was one question around my mind, and I asked myself, if everybody pulls out, who plays? You know, we had an issue where Imba was like, oh no, you guys it's us against them. You guys are not favoring us, and they're trying to pull out of the league. And yesterday we saw Rivers United release a statement from the spokesman of the club saying that the sponsors of the team, which is the Rivers State government, are not happy with the way that they have been their issues have been handled, especially when it comes to fixtures conjunction. And the first question that came to mind is like, come on, are you not the one that want to participate in all the whole competition? If you want to do well, then why not? You're in the continent playing the CAF Competitions Cup. You are also in the Federations Cup, and they are also in the NPFL. Do you expect the league to shut down or the Federation Cup to shut down because they're playing the continent? If you're watching the European scene as well, you would realize that these things, we hear the coaches lament about match fixture, but there's nothing they can do about it. That's even worse. They play in 4 competitions. There's the Carabao Cup, there's the FA Cup, there's the League and the Champions League, or the Competitions Cup, or Europa League that are participating in. So I don't want to say the Rivers does not have a case, because we hear that they prayed to the FA to schedule their game. But I keep asking one question: if we keep rescheduling the Rivers United game, would the league have to pause for more than 6 weeks to accommodate them? That's another big question. For Imba, come on, man, we all know what the issue is, and the fact that they are vying for the continental place is 2 points right now in the race for the title, and the race for the continent is golden, and just them just trying to react to that result. But so far so good. I just hope this will not mar what has been a great season so far for the Nigerian Premier Football League, and everybody will be happy at the end of the day if you that.
As much as we cannot please everybody talking about the NPFL, as much as all decisions cannot go the way of the stopped clubs, all they are saying is give us fair hearing, give us fair playing time. Let the dates, the timing, as well as the rescheduled game, let it be something that we also as a club we can key into in terms of logistics, in terms of movement, in terms of the financial implication, in terms of our players, in recovering rate, in terms of the government as well. So learn to balance all of these things and give us a fair playing.
What should NFF have done in the case of Rivers United?
It is more on unless get Rivers United to the round table, have a discussion, let them see how they can cope with this fixtures conjunction. We are not EPL that we can make decision, and the clubs that of course they are buoyant, they can move along with the trend. But when you come down to the NPFL, it is a peculiar. These clubs are funded by the government, and this club also prosecute their games, going traveling by road. So all of these things need to be put in place. You don't just wake up and give instructions.
Let me take you back. We had an Ifeanyi Uba who was once in the continent and had the same issue. The wall did not crumble or did not die.
But we know how Ifeanyi Uba as a club ended.
It was because of the infight. It was not financial. We all know it wasn't financial. It was called let's go there. We all know I'm from Anambra. I'm not precise, so I can give you a full detail of what happened to Ifeanyi Uba and his club. But I'm just saying, we have seen teams from the private sector participate in the continent, and I've gone through the same issues. I don't know why. Rivers should be happy that the league has been paused for 1 month for them to play their outstanding games. Which league in the world would do that? 1 month. I don't know how much the NFL would have done to help them, but it is what it is, if you ask me.
All right, indeed. So much for us to savor as far as Eimba and Rivers United is concerned. But one thing I can tell you is that the newly appointed Super Eagles head coach Finidi George has revealed he had no plans to work with his former teammates Daniel Omokachi and Emmanuel Amonike. Finidi is yet to pick his backroom staff following his appointment earlier this week with the duo reportedly in the runnings for the assistant coach position. But according to reports, Finidi wants to pick his own assistants rather than work with the two. Having had the NFF previously announced that the new Super Eagles coach will be given the free hand to pick his assistants. He has come out to say, Amonike Omokachi, please get off my back. None of you will work as my assistant.
And again, like I keep saying, here we go again. We keep going around in circles. This should have been avoided before he was appointed. Why talking about an assistant coach after an appointment of a coach? So, we're now going back again. It's like, here we go again.
That is why I asked the same question. As the NFF prepare Finidi George for failure, because now the NFF are trying to pitch these 3 guys against themselves.
No, that's
career-wise.
So if you say pitch, you could add him as well.
These are the 3 guys when you talk about teammates that have played before.
But he just says like I said, he understands the power of ego. And even if they are friends working together, at some point there'll be some players will respect one than the other, because, like I said, either of them has the right and the certificate to become the head coach. So you trying to say work with, it's like, how do I put it now? It's like putting 5 captains in one ship and say you are the head captain. How does it work? They are all qualified to be captains as well. So for me, I think it's playing the safe card. Come on, man. I will do the same. Not for the sake of bad blood, but the sake of I want to tell someone to run and he's running. It's as simple as that. And that's good for me. I think he's made the right decision. If I would even pick among them, it would be Etienne who has any business with Nigerian football. After all, he coached around the 19 team in the 19 national team as well in the United States. But allow him pick his coach. Earlier today we saw Fidelis Ichuku speak about the job and said that they need the NPFL coaches have to give him all the support that he needs. You know why? They feel it's the first time that an NPFL coach is getting the job. And so if he fails, automatically they will tell you all the NPFL coaches have failed. So they need to rally around him. And I quite agree. So I know there will be a lot of issues about to be sincere with you, about would he not be. But come on, let's allow Finidi George decide who he wants to work with. Let's allow him to decide to pick the team he wants to work with, and let's see whether we can avoid interference. Because if we don't, we can keep going back in circles over and over again. Employ a local coach and not giving the ability to pick his players like we did for the foreign base. It will be a recipe for failure. He fails again, and we keep asking ourselves that local coaches are not good. No, this is my own plan. Give them the same support you give the foreign-based coaches, and let's see them fly. They're not; these foreign-based coaches are not superhumans. They're not spirits. They're human beings. So I'm trying to play it down as much as I can, because no NFF will plan a coup for any coach who's coming to
something they have done countless times.
Come on, man.
We saw that with the legend Stephen Keshi, where they already prepared the plane that will fly them back from the Nations Cup.
Because they planned it to fail, but because they knew at the point that, come on, who believed with that squad that went to the AFCON?
Why would the NFF ever thought about it that the Super Eagles will not qualify? Hence, they are ready for their failure.
In the group stage, 3 draws.
Is that
2 draws and
when they have not played their last game and they still had a chance to still qualify, having not played the last game. A win would have taken them. A draw would have taken them to the next stage. If they had drawn that game, they would have still. No. I mean the last game in the group stage.
Yeah, just a win would have taken them through.
Even a draw, depending on the result of the other two.
How did they win? 2 penalties, Victor Moses.
Does it matter? Does it matter?
So it's, let me sincere. I like to be realistic. Do you know who's in that team?
Sport Bishop.
I take you back to that team.
I remember the entire team. Okay. The left backs, the full backs, the central backs.
Who gave that team a chance?
Say what?
Who gave that team a
chance? The team is laced with a certain Vincent Yama. The team also had a Mikel Obi. The team had an Ederson, a Jejile, Adam, the Brady Denye, had the Sunday Umba.
Those players before Umba, who was Ideye before the Nations Cup?
But they were in the qualifiers. You don't just write off your team as a federation. You don't do that. It is unethical. It's unprofessional.
I agree. But let's be sincere. That 13 Nations Cup is a miracle. I can't still find that. Like now, I'm calculating.
Miracle happens in football. We are not the first, and we will definitely not be the last.
We capitulated.
We did well in the World Cup. We moved to the group stage. We passed the group stage for an African team. Playing the likes of France that FIFA had to support. Did you see the red card that had to be given to a certain Blaise Matuidi after fouling? Guy, don't let me go there. Don't let me go there. Don't let me go there. I am optimistic, but my optimism is not clouded with unnecessary unpatriotism. All right, away from that, let's move over now to the one that will be going down later this week. Even though we hear that Castina United, they have gone on break in terms of their training, and they will resume on the 13th of May.
Give them one month break. They will not go on break.
Let the players also go and let them go and rest as well. They will resume training on the 13th of May.
Absolutely.
All right, let's look at the full round over the match, the round of 32 fixtures in the Federation Cup. We hear that Bendel Insurance have a top with the FC Stormers by a long goal. They will take on a Wiki Torres. That game will be going down. We'll definitely get the date and the time for you. EFC will take on Idel FC. ABS FC will take on Kebbi United. While it's all about Aqua United and Zamfara United, Gombe United will take on El Kanemis, while Shooting Stars have a date with Lobby Stars. Ikorodu City and Coal City will slug it out, while Amola International will take on Inter Lagos. Warri Wolves Warri Wolves will take on Aquara United, while it's Abia Warriors versus Sporting Supreme. Nasarawa United against Sokoto United, and Eimba FC will take on FC1 Rocket. Plateau United and Sunshine Stars will slug it out. Rivers United and Rivers, the winner between Rivers United and Ikukuma FC will take on Niger Tornadoes. That game is already almost done and dusted, while Castina United will take on the winners between Bayelsa United and FC Basira. You're talking about the last game for the round over 32 fixtures. We'll see Doma United and Kano Pillars, two MPFL side that are struggling to do well, make it to the top four at least.
Kano Pillars are 9th anyway.
That is why I said both teams are struggling.
Average teams. Anyway,
how
guys,
has the team fallen?
Absolutely, good one for some of the teams. You know, I'm a fan of the FCT, and good thing that the two FCT teams have made it to the next round. That's about EFCC, EFC, and of course Sporting Supreme. Both made it to the next round of the Federation's President Federation's Cup. No, every year there's a new name. And
previously it was the ITO.
Exactly. So it is what it is. And for Anambra, start one for Solution FC. You know, I'm a big fan of Anambra, the Anambra football. The chairperson general Chikelu, Ileonusi, very good friend of the house as well. You know, but our student administrator from my ex-international. And he was, funny enough, he was in the dressing room with Solution FC before they were beating 3-2 by Sunshine Stars. And he put a call. He also did put a call to the NLFC in that same dressing room. But only one team could make it through. And when they got to, guess who they're playing next? Another FCC team in EFCC. So sad. I don't know if my heart will be whether it's going to be NLFC of Anambra State or AFCC FC of Abuja. But like I said, kudos to Abuja, the Abuja teams. Kudos as well to the Anambra team. One make it through. And we'll see who makes it to the final 16. Finally, we're getting to the business end of the Federation.
Absolutely, and the defending champions wants to be champions again. Talking about my own Bendel Insurance.
Come on, 1-0 victory, man.
Does it matter? A win is a win.
Come on.
A win is a win.
Look at their mid lobby stars dumping Delta Marines by 6 goals to 1.
So
look at Enugu are being dumped out by Kano Pillars.
Okay.
These are the big games. These are the games to look at. Not you go and meet a team that should be
some teams are still begging for that one goal. That how I wish we got that one goal. We would have taken this game to extra time or penalties to shoot out.
6-0.
Wait for Bendel Insurance as they take on Wicked Tories. I promise you, a Mondel or Digia side is not a high scoring side, we know, but when it comes to defensive masterclass, no team come close to them. Currently, they have considered one of the least goals among the team in the NPFL.
Absolutely.
Super Eagles' job is not do or die. So says Coach Emmanuel Amunike. Now, when I saw the story, I was quite elucidated. I was like, okay. Perhaps what this man has done in the past, following his spat and his row with the Nigerian Football Federation when he was the coach of the Under-17 and the coach of Under-20, didn't portray him in the good books of the NPFL, of the NFF. Recall that it was the spat he had with the team that the team did not qualify for the Under-20 African Cup of Nations way back in 2017. Amunike has come out to blame some media sycophants who went ahead to publish stories, put out reports that he has been announced for the job or he's the top contender and what have you. And it seems that the NFF pounds on those reports and say, if this is the feelings that Nigerians are getting as well as Coach Amunike is also getting, let us look elsewhere. And Amunike has come out to say that the NFF knows that he cannot easily be bullied. He cannot easily be swayed. Is that a way of saying that a certain coach Finidi George will be bullied and swayed to do the bidding of the NFF?
See, this is why I don't like to be journalist. We like this the deduction from statements.
Come on, bad news sells. It sells. Come on, man.
But you see,
and there's no smoke without fire.
Come on, man, leave that smoke. We find a dead smoke. We do that a lot, man. And but it is what it is. But let's look at it from this point of view. I like to be a realist, and you know that already. I don't like the narrative Amunike was given online. You know, they made him look like he was and I love why he came out to say he was desperate, like it was not a do or die affair. But a lot of people were saying no, he's gonna be a bully. He's not gonna bend down for the NFF. He's a man who likes to do what he loves to do. But let me sincere, his antecedent has proven that he can be successful with Under-17, with Tanzania, with so many. See, he's proved beyond his limit. See, I love the fact for one reason that he didn't wait for Nigeria to get him a job. He went like a certain Stephen Keshi and go and test himself around in somewhere else in Africa. He went to Togo. He went to Tanzania. But come on, I think if he doesn't get the job, it's not something we should make a noise about.
And that is what it thinks. Exactly. He said there are better jobs offered that will come in the future.
This guy was in the Egyptian league as of making good cash. Something that the coach of the Super Eagles will not get. Only that the Super Eagles coach, like I said, has this ambience about it and the fellowship about the job. But come on, let's respect the man's privacy. Let's respect the man for once. He did not win it. Fine. He's a friend of Finidi George. Who says he's look at him saying clearly now. It's not even as if he's cajoling or vying for the part of the assistant coach. And he's not forcing himself. So, allow the man to rest. He hasn't gotten the job. Fine. Finidi George got the job. Let us rally around Finidi George and let's get him to do the job.
All right, and before we move out over the local scene and go on our first official commercial break, let's touch down the Court of Arbitration for Sport as we hear that Resbekene and USM urges that row is still brewing more fire. A roll over an extended map of Morocco on the football shirt has escalated after the Algerian Football Federation and the club side USM urges lodged an appeal with the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Both legs of the CAF Confederation Cup semi-finals between USM Algiers and Ares Bikini were called off because Ares Bikini club insisted on wearing a stripe bearing a map of Morocco, which includes the disputed territory of Western Sahara. The map is seen as a political provocation in Algeria, though FAF and USM Algiers have asked CAS to rule that Bikini's shirt contravenes the law of the game, Confederation of African Football, CAF regulation and FIFA rules. The world governing body's equipment regulation states that no item of kit which include political statements or images may be worn. Now, CAS has now ruled in an arbitrary panel that the case has been moved, but no time scale has been given on the issue. Though Ares became a progress to the Confederation Cup final after being awarded 3 goals wins by CAF, the first of those despite refusing to play in Algeria after their shirt bearing the disputed map were confiscated. They will now face Egyptian giant Zamalek in the final, with the first leg scheduled to be in Morocco on the 12th of May before the return leg in Cairo 7 days later. Bottom line, CAS has not ruled over this matter. They have adjourned the case that they will look at it in another time. No time scale was given. USM just is saying, look, despite whatever happened, we want this game cancelled. And Bikini cannot play in the final.
To me, this is, I don't want to say it's good ratings. I don't think Morocco or Algeria have got a case. Why do I say so? There is no rule that says what is a political statement. It has to be a general political statement accepted around the whole world. The fact that you call it a political statement does not mean if the brother doesn't just in Nigeria here, when the game go on, if they went to South Africa, when the game go on, it is what it is, man. I see cast now been put into a dilemma. Or should we or
a
should
tight
we
corner.
Exactly. But when they quote that rule, they'll tell you, oh, for us that's a political statement. Is that a political statement for the whole of Africa? The answer is no. It's no. Like I said, there were better way to have adjudicated around this issue. Simple. Both teams refuse to wear the flags when they're playing. Wear it when they play Nigeria. Wear it when they play South Africa. And everybody will be happy. You know, at the end of the day, they're trying to, you know, good one of their brothers. They are trying to make a case out of absolutely nothing. The first leg did not hold. We had a CAF automatically gave a 3-0 victory to
RS Bikini.
The second game was supposed to hold. At some point, Tunisia refused to come up again and said, no, they printed back again that same map in that jersey. Are we not joking? Are we not joking? Imagine England saying they will not play France because of a map.
But of course, England won't do that.
What the UEFA does is, when they feel that there is tension between two countries and they want them to play against each other, they take the game to a neutral ground. Maybe CAF should have talked about that as well.
Exactly.
You know, okay, these two have finally they've clashed already. We'll play the home and away game in South Africa.
So that the shirt that has been encroached into Morocco, it will be put to bear. Somewhere else where neither country will see this as an issue.
Unfortunately, they're out of time now. I'm not sure they can keep the game now.
And that is what USM Motors is calling on CAS to come do something about that. And one thing that we are banking on is you not changing the dial. Let's go on this official break. When we return, more on the show. Don't touch the dial. All right, welcome back to the second half of your sports show, Sports Lounge, that comes your ways every Mondays to Fridays at exactly 4 p.m. The sport crew of Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja will take you around the world of sport with no visa. My name is Franklin Imona, the one you know as a fine boy, the sports chef. And on the show, I've got my partner, my co-host, and my guy.
Okay, guys, T is the sport bishop, the magistrate, the pilot, the prophet, the professor, Nonso Arinzechi. Thank you very much for staying on with us. I tell you, this is a part of the show where we bring to you all the latest happenings from Nigeria to Africa and, of course, to the ultimate part of the world. Okay, we're done with the local scene, and it's now time to delve into what went down, or what transpired yesterday in the Europa League, the Conference League. Of course, not forgetting the game that went down, the big one, the London Derby between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur, what it means on the table and how it affects both teams. And of course, like I said, we'll look at other sport, tennis, the NBA, and the time permit, we're looking at the top 5 leagues that will be coming up later this weekend.
Just so you know, we are currently streaming live on our YouTube channel. It is a VOP 961 Abuja. That is Voice of the People 96.1 Abuja. Quickly run to our YouTube channel to see the guys behind the MIC. When you do get there, like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can enjoy a great programming from sports to politics to every of our content. Once again, it is a VOP 961 Abuja. That is a Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. Also, we are streaming live on Radio Garden. Do well to download the app on your Google Play Store or your iOS app. And when you do that, look only for VOP 961 Abuja. That is Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. And you will be connected to us. Straight, we take you to the foreign scene. Alright, before we take you to the games that went down yesterday in the UEFA Europa League, let's take you to Anfield as we hear that finally it has been resolved. No problem between us. Talking about Liverpool's coach, Jurgen Klopp, and Mo Salah. He says, if we didn't know each other that long, I am not sure how we would have dealt with it. But it's completely resolved. Also, we respect each other, so it's really no problem. We are absolutely fine with it. So, let's move on. Sport Bishop, don't you think that Jurgen Klopp is playing to the gallery? Or Mo Salah really has something to say that there will be fire?
Yeah, come on, man. I don't think Mo Salah has got anything to say. I think that was just the heat of the moment. What would he have said that the coach dropped you to the bench and you
can't be too sure. It seems that this guy knows a whole lot.
It depends. Like I said, they know each other for too long. I think they've earned each other's mutual respect. Jurgen Klopp has been sincere about the fact that he understands the player understands him. The reason Salah is what he is right now in the world because of Jurgen Klopp. You know, when Klopp got him from Roma, he was absolutely no. I don't think he would have a go with Klopp. If he was just the player he brought from Roma. But the fact that he became a better player under the coach means that he's got a mutual understanding with him and, of course, the manager. And come on, let bygones be bygones. Let everything be. Come on, they say all this world there ends well. So let's let them bury the hatchet. These are two experienced campaigners, two wonderful manager, one of the best players in the world. So they'll be fine at the end of the day. I don't think it's a big issue. Like I like the fact that he said it is completely resolved. That come on. These things happen in football. Even the best of managers has got players who have a go. Don't forget, on certain times, they refuse to come up for Roberto Mancini. Their relationship died. So it is what it is, guys. So
true.
I'm happy that Klopp again, his magnanimity and his coaching and his fatherly figure again kills the case before it comes to serious matter.
Perhaps Liverpool next game, Mo Salah should be starting.
It depends. It's still Klopp. Klopp has nothing to lose. Klopp is leaving at the end of the season. We hear Salah to be leaving at the end of the season. Salah's career is getting to the twilight, you know. Klopp will be a top manager wherever he goes, you know.
But he says
Salah,
he wants to go on a sabbatical.
Exactly, but you know, Salah would always be 2-3 years at the end of the era, you know. So I think it's more like Salah needs Klopp more than Klopp needs Salah because at the end of the day, like I said, everything about Salah in his history must start with Jurgen Klopp.
Absolutely. And Jurgen Klopp is still in the news complaining about the early kickoff. He said it is a crime playing early kickoff. The Liverpool boss have made no secret of his dislike for the 12:30 p.m. kickoff time and refer to it in the 2018 as the breakfast slot. Klopp took aim at the Premier League and its broadcasters again on Friday, describing the schedule as absolutely insane during his news conference. This man wants to bow out, but it seems like he wants to bow out with a lot of media.
I want to quote something he said, and it was quite funny. He said, I was actually waiting for Amnesty International to go to them.
Wow.
I would like to be part of the meeting when someone says Liverpool 12:30 and the whole room is busting into laughter. But, like I said, you know when we talk about the NPF, and I said, but Liverpool are complaining. Are they not complaining?
They are.
Last thing Pep Guardiola complaining. Is he not still complaining? Did he stop the games from going on? You are playing big box. You need to do the job. See, you don't play every day. Some are bankers, they go to job every day. Some go to job even on weekends. You know, doctors as well, they have no off days. You decide to play this game. It is your job. Do it, you know. You can complain as much as you want, like Klopp would do. After all, he's not even the one, not the funny part, he's not the one playing at early kickoff. It's Arsenal. They're playing Bournemouth. But he understands that he can be taxed when he play a game on Thursday in the on the Europa
So
League.
is he complaining on behalf of Arsenal?
Everybody. He's feeling that the schedule is too much on these players. But again, that is why you have over how many players in the team? 40, 50 players in the team. Maybe 23 big names, but
The rest are academy players
have a large squad
that can be called upon.
exactly to deal with these issues. Don't forget, we come to Chelsea game yesterday. Practically apart from Casade, every other player there was more reserved, was a academy player.
I looked at we are coming to that game because I looked at Chelsea bench. I'm like, oh my word!
We have about 15 players in the doctor's office.
It is that time of year you get to access into the show through the studio line at 070-0010-961-961 070-0010-961-961. Wow, today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday edition. Let's hear from you. What do you think of the stories that we have dished so far? What do you think about Jurgen Klopp? What do you think about Rivers United and Aimba? What's your opinion concerning Coach Afididi? George saying he's not ready to work with Emmanuel Amunike and of course Daniel Omokachi. Look at the name Daniel and Emmanuel. These are good names, but he said no, I will pick my assistants myself. And to the big one we want to discuss right about now, pick up your phone and let us know through WhatsApp call, WhatsApp text message, WhatsApp voice note, phone call, phone text message, YouTube comment. Come on, we have given you so much platform for you to air your views. While we await your views, I begin with this, and I want to ask Sport Bishop, who will finally break the record of Bayern Leverkusen? Xavi Alonso has come out to say that they are ready to go all through the season unbeaten. He's already looking at winning the Europa. He's already looking at winning the DFB Pokal because he's in the final with Kaiserslautern. And of course, he has already won the German Bundesliga. But then, it seems that Bayern Leverkusen will go unbeaten. Only time will tell. Bayern Leverkusen have one foot in the Europa League final after winning 2-0 at Roma away from home on Thursday to extend their remarkable unbeaten run, I beg your pardon, to 47 matches. Goals in each half from Florent Witzel and Robert Endrich ensured victory for Xavi Alonso's men in Italian capital and give the Bundesliga champion a great chance of reaching the final in Dublin later this month. Such an impeccable performance, Sport Bishop.
Well, come on, absolute bonkers, man. I'm really happy. Really happy, man. I see Leverkusen has taught us one thing. You know, we used to say it to children. Children does not believe it. See, children, I'm telling you, around the world, anything is possible if you believe. They've got a massive manager who everybody would have touted a rookie in Xabi Alonso. I think this is his first managerial job. And then to turn the fortunes of Leverkusen from being outsider, somewhere close to the relegation zone, to not just champions, but now qualified for the Champions League, still unbeaten in the whole of Europe, 47 games. They're one more If they do one more, they will break the record. They will be on their own ever for the longest run. And if they go the whole season, no team. I've seen teams that have gone the whole league, but we haven't seen teams that have gone the whole season. They will not only be invincible, they will be impeccable. They will be untouchable. They will be in a world of their own. And you could see the performance yesterday. Come on, they blew Roma away. And the Stadio Olimpico was so much ease. The first goal from that man, Florian Wirtz, what a player he is, and of course that finish from Andre in the 80th minute. Come on, that's a strike of genius. And you can see this guy run like a baby, Xabi Alonso. Yet again, they've got one leg in the final because they are heading to where the Bay Arena, and that's lots of ground for Roma. So it's fantastic. Leverkusen, I think I've lost count of adjectives to use for that team because they've been wonderful this season.
They've been absolutely unbelievable. Just when you thought this is the time where they will lose a game, they just tend to find a way to disappoint their naysayers. Absolutely. And they just go all the way to get the job done. I already see them in the final, either against Atalanta or Marseille, who played out a 1-1 draw. Though Atalanta took the lead through a certain Scamacca, assisted by Campaneras, but then it was Mbemba who equalized.
Chancel Mbemba in the 80th minute.
In the 20th minute.
80th minute, that's the 70th minute, I beg your pardon, 20 minutes to time. Did you see that shot? Wow. For a defender to hit a ball that way. I was praising Aldrich, the guy who scored the goal for Leverkusen. But when I saw Chancel Mbemba hit a ball, see, come on, man, that shot was epic. Wow. That was a way to get your team back in the game. You know, the 36 minutes of the first half and that counter, bang, 1-1, no more goals were scored. I think Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was copied from missing some chances that would have given Marseille the edge. But right now they will be heading to the Bergamo. Come on, that stadium is where nobody wants to go to play Atalanta, and we'll see whether they can survive. You know, if there's one thing Atalanta have shown, they are the giant killers. They've knocked out Liverpool, and we're here on the verge of knocking out Marseille now. But they've got a stumbling block waiting for them in the final in the person of Bayer Leverkusen. Maybe they could be that team to give Bayer Leverkusen their first loss of the season. Who knows? I'm not playing spoiler.
In the finals?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. You know these things. You know we don't write the scripts. We do not write the scripts.
Imagine Bayern Leverkusen losing the Europa final, coming as their first defeat.
It doesn't change that. It doesn't change that they've got a great season. After all, whether they win it or not, they still make the champion.
They would have preferred to lose a game in the German Bundesliga than lose the final. Sport Bishop, let me ask you: how do you go from winning the player of the week, for Borussia, for FC Brugge, and then being red carded some days later, player of the month, yes, in the Belgian league, and then have been red carded in a very, very crucial game as a semi-finals?
I think that red card was harsh for Frank Onyedika. I think it was the first yellow card was a no-no. I don't know what the referee saw. But the second one was clear yellow card. But
just 3 minutes in between.
Exactly, and this is why I tell midfielders, you know, when you get a stupid yellow card, you know, you run yourself a risk of being red carded because you want to, you as a midfielder, you want to always react. It's natural for midfielders. So, sad one for Club Brugge. The coach has come out to talk about the coach of Brugge has come out to defend his player. He said that Rafael Nidika is a fantastic player. He didn't know he didn't know he already had a yellow card. He was a mess in the dressing room. That's what the coach is saying. How do you not know? He's wise and would never have been in that tackle already if he knew he had a yellow card in the pocket. So, like I said, maybe he did not know, but it was giving a yellow card. But I thought that was the yellow card. The first yellow card, I don't buy it. But that challenge in the second one was clearly he took off the player, sent off, and I think it cost them in that game because at that point in time they were 2-1 now. They came back 2-2,
and then,
but unfortunately, the one man
a disadvantage
for the opposition played a major part. They won that game by 30, but it's not over. They go again in Club Brugge.
Right there at the Villa Park, one man was a hat-trick hero for Olympiacos. Talking about Ayoba El Kabi. He got an hat-trick in the game to put Emirates side on the verge of elimination in the semi-finals of the UEFA Europa Conference League. The return next week, 7 days from yesterday, to play the return leg away from home. It will be a mountain to climb. 4-2 they were defeated, and the big one that went on yesterday, Sport Bishop, it was Chelsea 2 Tottenham Hotspur 0. Chelsea may have 1,000 problems, but defeating Tottenham Hotspur is not one of it.
Absolutely.
And they have not done the double against Tottenham Hotspur, scoring about 6 goals against them. Recall the first leg ended 4-1. Yes, it ended 4-1 if I'm not mistaken.
Scoring a hat-trick. Jackson has scored 11 goals so far in the Premier League, 4 against Spurs alone. That's a record you want to keep.
And then he found his scoring boots yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. The young man. I think he was smart in that finish. He was quick. He read the game quicker. He was quicker to the ball and got his head on that ball. And that was the rest of that. That was the game set and match. 2-0 victory. Exactly what Mauricio Pochettino would have ordered. But again, I don't think Chelsea were at their absolute best. We did talk about the fact that they had more rookies in the bench than human beings. They had a long list, almost 15 players in the doctor's office, including Thiago Silva, who picked up a groin injury in the last game. So it tells you Chelsea has, despite them having all those problems, they found a way. Imagine the coach making only one say change. And the second one was injury forced when Gilchrist, also a player from the reserve, was being changed by
a rookie, we must say.
Exactly, who was one of the best players on the night as well. Was changed by Achipong. So it tells you that Chelsea fans, it's a big win without the players they've got.
Massive. Now you look at Chelsea's injury list. There's no Rhys James, no Christopher Nkunku, no, and these are players that ought to have changed Chelsea's season, and they'll be fighting for the top four, even better than Man United, better than Tottenham Hotspur.
Absolutely, they've got the tools, like I said, but I don't think they've got the manager. Forgive me. A lot of people say they should give him that season, especially Andy Townsend, who said he needs one more season. And I must say, what I'm saying, one more season to be one more season of pain and reproach. But I'm not a Chelsea fan, so I don't care how they feel. But the truth is this, man. Let's be realistic. It takes Chelsea were outstanding yesterday night. I must give kudos to them. They took their chances. They got the job done, and that's what we want to see. But what does it mean now? It put a dent on Tottenham Hotspur's title aspiration. They are 5th on the table, 7 points adrift at Aston Villa with only 1 game in hand. They win it. It's still 4 games in hand. So their Champions League hopes lies on a thread, no longer in their hand. For Chelsea, they give themselves a chance to play European football come next season.
Absolutely. Games will be resuming later this weekend all across Europe and of course in Africa. But on the show tomorrow 3 p.m. Sports Soccer Board, we will be extracting all those games. But before we pack our bag and baggages out of the studio while we await your calls and message, let's move over now to the NBA. We have the likes of LeBron James, Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant have all one thing in common, and that is they have been eliminated in the playoffs. And then you ask who are the next guys that we should be looking out for. This is the first time since 2009.
Damian Lillard. You didn't add Gianni Antetokounmpo.
Oh wow!
The list goes on, man. They won't be playing the next round. Come on, that's not about the Milwaukee Bucks who also knocked out yesterday. But there are some young guys you can look out for. Gilgeous Alexander, Anthony Edwards, and not forgetting my man Jason Tatum. These are players that you can look at the next round of the competition in the NBA. So still some quality players left, but maybe the household names, the guys we know in the top tier of basketball are no longer available in the playoffs as well. We hear as well, if you go to tennis, that one man has withdrawn from the Italian Open. His name is Carlos Alcaraz. He says he's withdrawn because of an injury to his right arm. We hear the tournament will take place from the start of the second Grand Slam of the season, the French Open in Paris on the 26th of May. So he has put out of the Italian Open, hoping that he can be ready for the French Open. That is the second Grand Slam of the year.
All right, unfortunately, this is where we will drop anchor on the show. But do well to join us tomorrow, bright and early, 3 p.m. The show, Sports Soccer Board, make a return. But then, Sport Lounge make a return next week, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesday, down to Friday, 4 p.m. We will be back. Until then, keep listening to Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, Abuja. To every of our listeners and viewers, we call you the real MVP. We are grateful. And Sport Bishop, the weekend is upon us.
Absolutely.